So last year I think it was March, I was looking over Grim like I do every once in a while just to kind of see that everything is looking good. And I found a little growth just below his little butthole. I think I was brushing his shorts. That's why I was that close to his butthole. But you gotta check your dog everywhere anyway to make sure everything is okay. So I noticed that little growth. That definitely was something new that I'd never seen before. So we straight away took him to the vet and we were like, what is this? And she's like, I don't know. So the first thing we did then was to take a little test with a needle to send for pathology. And that is what she did. That came back negative, but we noticed that it wasn't growing a lot. It was just kind of staying the same and it didn't bother him at all. So she said that putting Grim on a chemical castration could be also good for this growth. And we would see how it grew and what happened. So we did that, which, well, it didn't grow at all. So we thought like, okay, this is doing well, it's working. And then we did another test just to check that it still was a benign tumor or some sort of growth and not that it was cancerous, which the test still showed that it wasn't.
Hello and welcome back to Svalbard, everyone. It's me, Cecilia, on an island close to the North Pole. Summer is flying by, and this year it has been a pretty stormy one. Lots of wind and rain, but today the weather is a little bit calmer, thankfully. Before continuing with the story about Grim's surgery, I thought I would give you some information about how we even get dogs to this island so far north. There are over 1,000 dogs on Svalbard, with most being sled dogs housed in dog yards outside the main town, Longyearbyen. The majority of these dogs are huskies, though there are various other breeds here on the island. If you're interested in having a dog on Svalbard, you have two main options. You can try to get a puppy from one of the local dog yards, or bring a dog from the mainland to the island. Bringing your dog to Svalbard comes with some important rules to keep in mind. You'll need to get an import permit from the Norwegian Food Safety Authority, which means making sure your dog is up to date on its rabies vaccination, has a microchip, and gets treated for tapeworms before you get on your flight. A vet will also need to check that your pup is healthy and disease-free. Svalbard is one of the few places in Europe where rabies is still present, making it a significant concern for both humans and animals. Rabies has been detected occasionally on Svalbard, with outbreaks of the disease in 1980 and 2011. While the disease is found primarily among Arctic foxes, during the latest outbreak in 2011, rabies was detected in 4 polar foxes and 10 Svalbard reindeer. This is why the strict import regulations are put in place in order to ensure everyone's safety. The case processing time for bringing a dog to Svalbard is currently expected to be 3 weeks, and the application must be received by the Norwegian Food Safety Authority at least 4 weeks prior to the departure date to guarantee that you will receive a response in time. If you're wanting to bring your dog back to the mainland from Svalbard, you need to be up to date on all vaccinations, have documentation of satisfactory blood tests, and contact the Norwegian Food Safety Authority to notify about the trip no later than 2 working days before departure.
Then cut to this year. And 3 months ago, I checked it and I'm like, it has grown quite a lot, but it was still not like bothering him in any way. Now, just 2 weeks ago, I look at it again. It has like tripled in size. We have no idea what's happened. So we call her straight away and say, we need to take this out because now it's growing so fast and it's going to end up bothering him. So while he's young and fresh enough, he's 9 years old. So we said, I think we should just take it out. And so that is what's happening. He is going in for surgery tomorrow. What's so funny is I was first like, yeah, should we do this in September? We have like a month with nothing planned. And she's like, no, if it's grown this much, I think we should do it now. On Monday. I'm like, well, you know what? I love this. Of course, it's this quick. But so we're doing it now. He needs about a week afterwards of like calm and quiet. So we've blocked out a whole week. And then in total, I think it's going to be like 2 weeks of recovery. And then in a few weeks, the stitches will fall out. But so he's going in for surgery. I first thought that I was going to film it all, but something just said no. I don't know, it just felt really weird because he's going on under anesthesia. I don't know, it just felt like bad omen or something. So we're gonna check in with you guys again after the surgery when everything hopefully has gone really well. That is just what I'm manifesting. And so we're just gonna cut to the future to see how it all went and what's happening. So let's do that.
Så.
Är det sjukstugan? The little doctor's table. Don't fear it. It's a few days after the surgery now, and as you can see, it's barely noticeable and grim. But he's been doing really well, hasn't he? The first day was a lot of this. A lot of kind of like worry, and he had a little bit of like anxious after anesthesia energy. But we sat with him for that entire day just to, you know, make him comfortable. But seriously, the second we noticed that he came out of anesthesia, he was, what should we do? What do you want to do? But today we need to do some of the care. We take care of him every day. And we're gonna show you what we have to do. Hoppa ner! NordVPN are back sponsoring another video, which is ideal because I need them. Grim is out on sick leave temporarily and has appointed me as his stand-in as head security officer of Vestpynten. As Christopher and I leave our trusted little island for a trip this summer, we can rest easy knowing that NordVPN will keep us safe online. When traveling, having a VPN is incredibly valuable. It hides your IP address and location while encrypting data such as passwords and other sensitive information. Traveling often involves using public Wi-Fi networks, which can be risky if you're not using a VPN. Hackers on the same network can easily intercept your personal data, and this is when NordVPN becomes essential. You know, when we were in the US this year and I had to bring 2 phones in order to get access to the internet. Well, I don't have to do that anymore because now I have Cecilia, which is a new eSIM app brought to you by NordVPN. An eSIM provides you with an internet connection wherever you travel and saves you money on roaming fees. Head to nordvpn.com/Cecilia or use the code Cecilia to get my exclusive deal. Every purchase of the 2-year NordVPN plan will receive 4 bonus months on top, as well as up to 20 gigabyte Cecilia data voucher. Thank you so much to NordVPN, and let's head back to the video.
We took him to surgery a couple of days ago, as Cecilia said, and he had like a tumor, but a good one, we think, close to his butthole that I had to take out. So it's just a small surgery. The infection, of course, it's a bad area to cutting things in. So we need to clean it like every morning, afternoon and nighttime. So we're gonna do that.
The first stitch is just at his butthole. That infection risk is pretty high.
Yep.
I'm just the support here. I hold the tail. Oh, it looks so good.
So I'm cleaning his butthole first, so that one gets real clean. And after that, I use some chlorhexidine to disinfect everything. But it looks really good. It's no infection and it's dry and it's healing really nice.
Bra! Ska du få din efter... Och sen godis från Kristoffer. Christopher bought this one, which is like one of those pillows for traveling. Because last time he had a cone, like one of those plastic cones, it was the worst time of his life. But this time what's really good is we didn't even need to use this because he can't reach his little booty. So he couldn't lick on it, which was like the most important thing to keep the infection away. And I cannot actually believe that it went this easy. I really thought this was going to be like a pretty rough recovery for him and for us. But no blood, no poop, nothing. He hasn't been in any pain. Oh, speaking of pain, we have been giving him 3 things. 2. I think today is going to be his last day. So he has antibiotics, which we chose to put him on straight away because last time...
Doesn't like that.
Last time we didn't put him on antibiotics when he had a cut, a bad one, he got an infection. So this time we were like, no, thank you, we need to be a little bit proactive. And then he has a painkiller as well. But he's only going to do the least amount of days that he needs. Grim, we need you to come back.
Come on.
This can't be a video about you and you lay in the background.
Ja, kom här. Ja, kom då. Kom.
Kom. Bra. Sir, step forward. Step forward. Ja, kom då. I've understood that having a growth like this isn't super uncommon. It's actually pretty normal. So it's just the fact that you need to figure out if it's benign or if it's not. And we did 2 different tests on this one that said that it was benign. But since you just do a little bit of a needle test, you don't know for sure. But we are still waiting for the pathology results.
Yeah.
But we're on Svalbard, so we can take, a week or a month, who knows. Can you see also how orange he is? He has not let go of his winter fur either. He is gonna stay toasty all summer. So he's been getting this special treatment. We have been professional butt wipers for this entire week. And he has been loving the attention. I think he might think that this is going to be a thing forever now, that this is going to be like this.
It's been working quite good. He had one nighttime that he puked one time. Other than that, it was one morning that he didn't want to eat his breakfast, but it's probably because of the pills who makes him a little bit
oh yeah,
in the puking mode. Nauseous.
Dude, for TV, I'm gonna have to blur this. Disgusting.
I can't believe that it has already been 5 years since Grim officially became mine. If you've been here for a while, you probably remember when I was gifted his adoption papers on his birthday. While he had already lived with me for over a year at that point, this was the moment he officially became mine. There is something so special about sharing your life with your soul pup, especially considering the circumstances of how we found each other. I was working at my first job in town where I met Olivia, who was the owner of Grim and Fenris. Grim and I fell in love, and then 9 years later, here we are. That's the very short and sweet story of how it all happened. Now that Grim is turning older, we are doing everything we can to make sure he stays happy and healthy.
I always think it's quite interesting to know about prices in different places, and I got the invoice for this. So from the beginning, we actually went to the other vet's office, but then we changed and started going to this one after his teeth, because they sent us to her, to the new woman that we're going to, which is Tone, because she's really good. They're both good. And so she did this as well. And here is the invoice. I have insurance for Grim, which costs me 250 Norwegian kroners a month. Oh, maybe it's 40 bucks? No, it's not. Okay, I think it's about 300 kroners maybe. So it's about 30 bucks a month, which is everything. It's covered the maximum. The problem is they don't like to really pay out for anything. So this one for the anesthesia, for the surgery, for everything basically, even sending it to pathology, it's 7,700 Norwegian kroners, which is about 800 bucks.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really good, considering we did it was not a massive surgery, but it was anesthesia, it was suturing, it was everything, you know. And then we bought at the pharmacy some medicine as well, which was like 100 bucks.
Yeah, fish.
And then I've sent this in to my insurance, and then we're gonna see if they cover anything. I think they might cover something, maybe even all of it. I'll let you know. This is all happening in real time. And stuff like that is going to take a little while. Usually it takes like a month to get a claim. But I thought that was actually a really good price, because I've seen on TikTok so many people go to the vet with their animals, and it is very expensive. Also, I used to work, did you know? Oh yeah, you know this, as a animal ambulance driver in Sweden. It was volunteer work. So I would volunteer a few days every month with my sister. And we would drive an animal ambulance. Anyway, so we would take a lot of people's vets to, what am I saying? A lot of people's animals to the vet. Especially people who maybe couldn't get there on their own and maybe didn't have an insurance. And actually in Gothenburg, it was pretty expensive. You know?
I think it's expensive all over the world in a way.
I think it's also amazing that we have 2 vets here. 2 really good vets offices.
No. Yeah, that's good.
Shall we continue the day?
Yeah.
Grim has, well, he's on sick leave. Look at him.
Sleeping.
Sleeping.
Sleeping out with the pills. Time to give Grim some food. We give him some kibbles, and then I try to put some extra in. Today I'm gonna put blueberry, because blueberries are good for everybody. He don't eat them, but I put just a few in them and see if he swallow them. Gör det mat. Varsågod.
He has been on quite a lot of different foods. Because before we just bought what they had at the vet's office, because they had a really good brand. I can't remember what it was. Then they stopped using that, and Christopher now finds specialty food for Grim, and we order in bulk, so we have enough. And now also the vet that we go to now sells that food, so that's really good. We are just looking for good senior food. Is it for sensitive stomach? No. No. So just good senior food, which I guess this is. I don't even know what brand it is. But he loves the taste of it. And he can be a little bit like, he's not very food motivated at all. So the fact that he likes this one is good. Yes, he does. And it's for seniors like you.
Normally after dinner we wait a while and then we go for an evening walk. Yeah, like now we have to relax with him, because like he have to heal, and that's not so easy with him, because like it doesn't matter if he's sick or not. Most of the time he just want to go out and do his business. He lays outside and bark at the foxes and cars and everything. Hey, come on. Yeah, come. So I think we have to go in the TV room, close the doors, turn off the lights so he can start to relax. That's the only way to get him like to understand that, okay, it's sleeping time, and then most of the time he goes to bed and sleep.
Yes.
It's been a week since Grim had his operation. We've been home the whole week. He's sleeping and eating pills, but Grim is Grim. He wanna get out and party on with his life, and doesn't work that way. So I have to relax him a bit. It's been working really great. He's healing so much better than I thought. When he had his operation with the teeth, it was harder. But this one works really easy. He's been healing really good, I think. So that's quite nice. Let's go out and meet Grim. Take this coffee outside, and we get some good news as well.
Hello! Har du det bra? Oh my god, it's coffee delivery! Hey.
Oh, it's another moody day, but that's okay. So it's a week later, or almost a little bit more than a week, I think.
Yeah.
But we got some really good news from a veterinarian about the pathology.
The good news was it's nothing. I don't remember the word because it was some strange word, but it's kind of common for like when senior dogs can get this. And it's no danger, but when it gets in places like he got, it can be annoying, of course. But if they are in a not so sensitive area, they can have it. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's some sort of benign growth that a lot of dogs get that are fine, which is the best case scenario of all of this. But yeah, so that is so good. I feel like, can we just not have any more surgeries with Grim now? But to be fair, we did time this with the weather. It has been 1.5 weeks of rain and stormy, so we haven't been able to be on the ocean anyway. Well, that was today's video. It had to be a slow one because this is what we have been doing for the last 10 days. Like all of us, like we couldn't leave Grim a single moment, so it's just been us two, like tag teaming on who watches over Grim so he doesn't do anything to his stitches for 10 days. But now he's healed, and after this, more fun awaits. Anyway, that was it for today. We will see you guys next week. Yes. Oh, we should show Grim and his beautiful Lapphund self. Let's take us to the Lapphund stage over here, you know, where all the Lapphund business happens. You don't have to get up for me. I see you've got a collection of reindeer poop right here that you don't eat apparently. Ja. Do you want to take us to... Kan du visa en leksak? Var är leksakerna? Jag hämtar den. Jag får man se leken. This is the whole game. Hej, jag får se. Får jag se den? Här då. Är du med? Ett hållet. Du kan inte. Här. Oh, is that too far? Oh! Okay. Bye-bye. See you later.